every type of asset has a life cycle. You want to have this conveyor belt of projects coming in. One of the reasons that I treat it as a manufacturing plant, there's also tax strategies that we implement. So you actually limit your tax liability in the process.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pro Show. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Pavan Maddi, who's been crushing it in the real estate investing space. Pavan, it's awesome to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's jump on in. For our audience who doesn't really know you yet, give us the rundown. How did you get started in the investing space, and what was that journey like over the years?
It's we have there's some ebbs and flows in the market. I got into investing in real estate, I would say, around the 2008 financial crash. Some serious lessons learned, but we've been progressing ever since. From an investment standpoint, I try to build out all the verticals that made it a lot more efficient and effective in being able to acquire, design, and build. So we've been growing pretty rapidly in the last couple of years and taking advantage of the Southern California market.
Awesome, awesome. And what kind of properties are you looking for in Southern California?
Three-pronged approach that we have. We do the short-term projects that are fix and flips that we could go in and out real quick. In the process, we look for damaged homes that could be torn down and rebuilt. We also work on tract development and multifamily projects.
That's exciting. And can you give us a little bit of a breakdown with what that process is like? Do you have a system or tools to determine whether someone's a good fit? Is it more of a gut feeling or a mix of both?
You know, nowadays I would say a mix of both because with experience you actually build out a gut feeling about a certain project property, but that in itself doesn't help you make sound decisions. So we do take pen to paper and analyze the deal and make sure that it does pencil in and it makes sense, and assess it from all prongs, from repair standpoint, what our timeline is, how the market trends are doing, what we can actually profit if we execute on a deal.
Yeah. Have you found any unique opportunities or challenges that have shaped your approach in any way?
Well, there's always uncertainty in the market, now greater than ever. So we are being very careful on how we analyze and invest. Every one of our investments moving forward, we have a two-pronged approach. One, we look at the asset from a sellability standpoint on, can we make a profit if we sell? Two, the second prong is like, can we generate a decent return if we hold it within our portfolio? The reason we do that, if there is a shift, we want to have those two prongs always and readily available to us. If we're forced to hold on to it, we want to be able to maintain it and manage it.
That's awesome. And I know with all your experience, you're probably used to this, but we have some listeners, who might be newer to the game. How do you balance the operational side with the big picture vision with investing?
Biggest thing is build out your verticals. You need that because if you're going to be successful in real estate in the long term, without the verticals, it's very difficult. I have multiple companies. I have a brokerage and development arm that has an in-house structural engineer. We have a general construction arm that are license bonded. Where we have a full team that could execute on deals. And I have my real estate fund that actually does the financial component of all the acquisitions. So having these verticals really help us not only to locate, assess, design, build, either resell or keep it within our rental portfolio.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
That's great. Pavan, every investor has a story where things got intense. So I'm sure you have a story to share. Maybe a deal went sideways or you had to make a tough call. Can you share one of those moments and what you learned from it?
Well, the biggest mistakes I done was probably, I wouldn't call it mistakes, but it was market forces that impacted us, right? In 2007, 8, the market was in turmoil. Some of the projects that we already acquired, they're already losing. And we realized that we had to shift gears and be able to reinvest as quickly as possible on new opportunities that were coming. But that requires abundance of capital to be able to deploy because you're having losses on one side, but the hope was to make gains on the other, right? Our bet panned out. It was an amazing learning experience. Would I ever want to go through that learning experience again? Probably not. But here's the thing: those bad experiences give you the greatest lessons in life on how to manage risk and how to think about investments.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I'm sure you know, relationships are everything in real estate and investing. What's been your approach to building a network or building a team, and how has it impacted your success?
So real estate is always a team effort. I might be the person that people see all the time, but without the team, my success is null and void. Because it's the right team members that can help you execute deals. One of the things that we also do is we teach real estate professionals on different asset classes and how to underwrite them with the hopes that they could actually act as boots on the ground to bring us opportunities in what they see. Real estate professionals are probably the key element because they're there day in, day out in the trenches, seeing everything that's moving. So, building up that network of real estate professionals that could learn from you as well as bring you opportunities when they see them.
So when you were talking about education, are we talking about something formal that you've offered, or is this something more like for your team? Can you tell us a little more?
Yeah, so I developed a program called The Magic of Real Estate. It's an investment series that we designed it as a case study. So if it's a 5-part program that helps you introduce an asset, do your core analysis, which is your property level data, your market analysis, and your financial feasibility, and be able to combine it into a precise 60-second pitch, right? So it doesn't matter if it's a fix and flip that you're trying to underwrite. It doesn't matter if it's a land development. they same systems apply. Just some of it is a little bit more intricate. We've been teaching it to a lot of real estate professionals throughout Southern California, and we are in the process of launching a more of a web-based scenario, and then going from there.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
That's exciting. Do you have any success stories from that education?
So one of the greatest things about it is that I would say about 70% of our deal flow right now is coming from our students, right? So it's amazing. So out of thousands of people that we were able to get in front of and teach this, I would say maybe 10% grasp the theory and be able to take theory into action. But that 10%, I'll be honest with you, they're on the streets, boots on the ground, bringing us opportunities. Now, do all the opportunities make sense? No, not always, right? So we do take additional steps to underwrite it ourselves just to make sure it pencils in. But a lot of the students, they've been loving the program, and I'm excited to actually do convert it to an online segment very shortly.
Yeah, that's exciting for our listeners who are new to investing. What's one principle or habit that you swear by that keeps you profitable?
Well, what's the old saying in real estate? Profits are made at the purchase, right? You need to know what your bottom line is on what you're going to be buying and why you're going to be buying, right? So, if you look at a fix and flip, for example, you look at the market conditions and see that a property that's fully fixed up will sell for $1 million, but this property is in very poor shape. You need to be able to understand what type of construction needs to happen, how much money that you're going to be putting into it, and how much profits you want to make or desired on the deal, right? Typically, I would want to see anywhere from 12 to 15% on the low end. But sometimes we hit some home runs. Sometimes it's single bases, sometimes it's double bases, right? But you got to keep on churning and treat it as a manufacturing component so you can keep on building up your pipeline.
Yeah, can you talk more about building up that pipeline? That's an interesting analogy.
From a manufacturing component, are you
Hmm.
talking? So,
Yes.
every type of asset has a life cycle. If it's a fix and flip, you have typically about 6 to 8 months. If it's a single family home that's going to be torn down to rebuild, in Southern California, it's taking anywhere from 24 to 36 months, and so on and so on, right? But you want to have this conveyor belt of projects coming in, so that way that while one goes, you have another one being added. Now, one of the reasons that I treat it as a manufacturing plant, there's also tax strategies that we implement. I'm an accountant by trade. So one of the key things, I always look at is like, okay, what type of incomes are we getting? Is it just capital gains? Is it ordinary income? And when you have this pipeline of different asset classes that are going in your process, some of the losses on one project that are going through the development stage to the actual gain on a short-term project can be offset. So you actually limit your tax liability in the process, right? So, there's the strategy. I could expand on this forever, but I'm hoping that gives you a good sense of the way I look at it.
Yeah, that's really helpful and interesting. What would you say is probably the most common tax strategy that you use?
Um, well, the common one is the tax harvesting component, right? Tax loss harvesting, So I'll give you a prime example. In the last 2 years, we picked up, we have 16 projects going at once, right? But different stages of the cycle, right? Like we started on 2 luxury homes that we're building. We're going to be starting on another one in about 6 months. And of course, our Venice Beach project. But while we're constructing, we also do short-term projects that have a net gain that becomes ordinary income, for the most part, right? Um, but those gains can be offset by the development projects that are treated more on the long-term capital gains point of view, right? So it becomes a wash, and we kind of lump a lot of the profits into the capital gains segment. So we save an extra 15 to 20% in our tax liability.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pavan, what would you say is next on the horizon? What's your next big goal or vision that you have in mind?
Um, it's larger projects pretty much, right? So two of the projects that we're looking at, they're right here in the Southern California region. One is for 75 tract homes. The other one is a 25 tract homes that are more on the luxury side. So those are areas that we want to lean into because we are growing, we're building up our team, and I think our next stage is to do the larger projects.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then what is your plan to get there with those larger projects? For example, with raising capital.
So we already raised $5 million on our well, little under that, and we're going to be launching our Series B, a Class B capital raise, which is going to be the next $45 million. So we're pretty excited about that. We've been talking to a lot of investors, and we are also having our preliminary discussion with a private equity group that would back a nice chunk of our capital layout that we need. It's still in the beginning phase and with the private equity, but the conversations have been very positive.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's your approach to building trust and getting investors excited to join in as a partner?
I The biggest thing I tell people, you need to get to know the operator. You know, let's have conversations. You get to pick my brain. You get to see how I work, how I tick, what I do, and how I do it. That way, you have a better sense of where I stand and my approach. Um, Anybody can put together a fund, but a lot of funds, the smaller funds at least, like mine, they're more financial professionals. They're not operators, right? So you need to understand the operation before you decide to invest in that particular project or a particular fund.
Yeah, absolutely. And one other thing that I wanted to ask you too is what would you say is the biggest misconception with raising a fund like that?
So most people are used to asset-based capital raise, right? Meaning that you find a property, you think it's a good deal, and then you tie it up, and then you actually start trying to put the money together. You're fighting with yourself, right? You're negotiating here, and you're trying to negotiate with your investors. Um, with raising a fund, you take away the asset in the interim, and you're basically telling the investor that this is your formula, this is your business strategy, and with your money, this is how we're going to approach it. Biggest obstacle I would say is like they don't see the assets yet, so they're depending on you being able to find the assets to deploy that capital with. So it's the biggest myth is like one thing I would not want to do anymore is tie up an asset and then try to raise capital. I'd rather raise the capital and then look for the assets that you could buy based on your model.
Yeah, absolutely. Pavan, before we wrap up, what's the best way for someone to connect with you, or maybe they're interested in this fund?
Honestly, if you could Google my name, I pop up everywhere. So that's one way. Or I could, after this, I could actually get you on my contact information, or unless I could give them my contact information over this airway.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah, you could reach me on my cell phone at 562-754-2726, or you could email me, Pavan at remre.fund. Those are the two best ways to get a hold of me. And if you're interested in learning more on what we do and how we do it, I would genuinely enjoy a conversation with you.
Awesome. Pavan, thank you so much for dropping this knowledge today.
Thank you for having me, Erika.
To everyone listening, if you love this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pro Show. We've got more conversations with investors who are out there making big moves in real estate. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.